That is a lot of wood chips. I think this is by far the most I've gotten with just one truckload. This is the most. Late yesterday afternoon, the guy that's been driving the truck to bring me these chips actually called me. He called me this time, and he was like, "Hey, are you looking to get another load of chips? I've got like a pretty much full truck." And I said, "Well, yeah, I just finished getting the load out that you gave me on Monday, but sure, if you're in the area, go ahead." And he was like, "Well, actually, how does 6:45 in the morning sound?" And I was like, "Yeah, come on, bring it on." So this morning at like 6:40, he shows up with a full truckload of wood chips. And boy, is it a lot. It's gonna take me all weekend probably to move that. Today is Thursday, I think. Yeah. It'll take me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday too. I don't know, it's a lot of chips. These are carrots. I planted the carrots in 3 rows, and there are 2 rows definitely coming through, you can see, and I believe there's even in the 3rd row, there's a few coming up. So thank you, rain, yesterday. I believe that rain yesterday gave them the strength and the courage that they needed to just push right through this dirt. So thank you, rain. I'm looking closely to see if any of the other ones are up too. This cucumber plant is, I'm not sure how well you can see this on the video, but he's sending out one of his little, I don't know, what are these called? So one of these little things that reaches on to and then grabs onto stuff. He's sending it out the right direction towards the fence, but I'm going to give him a little bit of help. Here's another cucumber plant growing right here that I just now noticed. I don't really want them there, so I'm going to pull them up because I don't know what they are, what type they are. There's more back there too. Probably a cucumber fell and the seeds just sprouted. Alright, so we're going to move this guy like this. Cover this up. I'm going to remove this lower leaf because it's dying anyway. Move him over here and let his little, whatever this is called, grab on to that, like that. And then he should grow up that fence. I might have to come back and kind of help him a little bit more. I am at the hardware store. I've got to get more brown paper to go on top of the grass. I ran out of brown paper. I grossly underestimated the amount of brown paper I was going to need. I think I've been to the hardware store like 3 separate times just to buy brown paper. I could have just measured. Okay, I'm back from the hardware store. I got the paper, you saw that, but I also got some what's called hardware cloth, which is kind of a misleading name because it's not really cloth. It's a 1/2 inch wire mesh. And the reason I needed that is because I want to make a little filter, I guess that's what you would call it, for the wood chips. I'm gonna make this little filter, you put the wood chips on it and you sift the wood chips through so that only little small pieces can go through because it's a 1/2 inch wire mesh. So, and that is going to be what I put into this garden, the garden part of the yard. Because the larger wood chips are just harder to deal with when you have these fragile annual plants. And see behind the okra back here, there's a lot of growth happening that I don't want to happen. And I don't want to go buy more straw because I have wood chips. So I'm just gonna sift the wood chips into smaller pieces and then put that back here behind the okra and prevent all that grass and stuff from growing. But first, time to harvest okra. One, two, three. Let's see if I can video this little sharpshooter thing. Like, he knows I'm here. And he keeps moving. Oh. That, I believe, is called a sharpshooter or something like that. They're weird little bugs. I don't think they're beneficial, but I don't have a huge problem with them. There's not a whole lot of them out here. If I need to, I can get rid of them, I guess, but they're weird little bugs and they're really good at hiding. Okay, I don't know how many, that was like 6 or 7 okra, I don't really know. They're all in my pocket and I don't feel like getting them out, but I wanted to show you something cool. So this morning earlier this morning, you saw that when I moved that cucumber plant and kind of guided its little thing, whatever it is, to the fence. And I just kind of put the thing against the fence and it's already wrapped around. As you can see, it's already just in like an hour or two. It's already wrapped around the fence, and so now it knows that it can go that direction, and that's it self-guiding itself. It's really, really interesting and neat how plants do that. Some plants do that. That will be today's main thing that I want to do. I gotta make a frame for the hardware cloth, put the hardware cloth on the frame, and then sift some of the wood chips, and then put them behind the okra. That's today's main project. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but before I get to that, I want to see how hot the compost is today. Alright, so it looks like it's only dropped a couple of degrees today instead of 10 degrees like it did for a couple of days previously per day. 10 degrees per day previously. Yeah, it looks like right now it's just under 140, so it was about 143 yesterday, so just a couple of a few degrees. I don't know what that means. I don't know, it's still cooking, but I'm not really sure what it means. Okay, I'm looking for some scrap wood that I can make like a 2 feet by 2 feet just square frame for the hardware cloth. The hardware cloth is 2 feet tall and I only got like 10 feet of it or something, but that's plenty to make what I need to make. But I don't really want to use anything crazy. I just want to use scrap stuff if I can. Okay, so here's the hardware cloth. I haven't opened it yet, but I think I want to make it maybe longer than 2x2. We can do like, oh, actually that'll be pretty perfect. Let's make it a 2x2 cube. Could do it a little longer. I mean, I could, I guess, cover the whole top of this wheelbarrow. That would make it more efficient, maybe somehow. But this isn't quite wide. Well, it is pretty close. It's actually pretty perfect. So then, if I did, what is that, like 2? This would be 2 by like 3. Oh, I have a tape measure in my hand. Yeah, so this is pretty much 2 feet wide, and then do, yeah, just about 3 feet long would be perfect. So 2 by 3. So let's see if I have enough length on this board, on these 2 boards. This is 5 feet 4.5 inches, and 5 feet 4.5 inches, and 4 feet 5 inches. So cut this around in half to make 2. That's not enough. So I could do what? 2. I could do 2 by, what did I say this was? 5 feet 4 inch, 5 feet 5 inches. 5 feet 4.5 inches. So I could do what? What is that? 2.5 plus 2 inches. So 2 feet 8 inches. So it would be 2 by 2 feet 8, which would make, I mean, that's pretty good. That'll work. So I'll cut this one in half, or around in half, to be 2 feet, and then this one will be 2 feet 8 inches. Got the tools. I didn't get something to mark this with, but I think I can. This doesn't have to be perfect, you know, but okay, so this is exactly 4 feet 5 inches. So, oh, this is the one I'm just doing 2 feet. That actually needs to be probably about 2 feet and a half an inch. So, yeah, I should have brought the pencil. Should have brought the pencil. It's okay, I can just mark it. I actually know how well I'm going to be able to cut this with this. I didn't feel like getting all the power tools out. What? Did you think I wasn't gonna screw those in? It would have fallen apart if I just left staples in it. It's still not the most perfect thing in the world, but I think it'll work. And then maybe I can improve it down the line if I need to. I was just gonna kind of leave this like I just built it and just kind of hope it didn't fall apart, but I found some more of this like type of, I don't know what this is, like 1 by ½ inch. I don't know what it is. I found some more of that, so I'm just gonna put it on top so that the hardware cloth is in between the 2 pieces of wood, and that should make it really sturdy because I can just screw the piece of wood into each other and then it should be fine. All right, well, there it is. Done. It feels good to build something after so much just manual labor of moving all these wood chips. It also felt good to not be in the sun. But it's now lunchtime. I'm very hungry. I'm gonna go eat lunch, and when I come back, we'll sift some wood chips and then put it behind the okra. All right, I have the micro chips here. That took a little longer than I wanted it to, and I didn't even completely fill up this wheelbarrow. I'm not sure if the time cost and the energy cost is gonna be worth what I get out of it. I mean, it is really finely chipped up, and I mean, it is really small chips, so that's really good. It just takes a lot of time to do that. And the thing that I made works really well. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. And it's not that it's hard, it's just time consuming. So I don't know, I'm gonna see how far this load goes out here. And then think about if I wanna do it again. Yeah, I'm not really sure if that's worth doing. I mean, it might be worth it in the garden and in the area where there's like delicate new growth that we want to mulch around. And if we don't want to buy straw, we could just do that. But over there on the edge behind the okra, I can probably just put the larger chips and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't know, it's just a lot of effort and a lot of time for not very much material. It's been thundering for like the past 40 minutes or so. Maybe you can hear it. But I just saw lightning for the first time. And the thunder was pretty close, so I don't really feel like risking getting struck by lightning, so I'm gonna take a break here and see if I can wait out this storm. If it even, you know, if it even does anything, it might go right by us, but who knows. But I did make my pathway here, so that was kind of what I wanted to do.